It's been a minute since we've alluded to the midterms that are coming up at the end of the year, right? But it's been a minute since we've talked about the strategies specifically of the two parties that are out there, and we know everybody assumes that it's a foregone conclusion that the Republicans are highly likely to take back both houses of Congress. But like, what kind of margins are they going to be dealing with? Is it just going to be flipping back over on a razor's edge on both sides? And where exactly are these seats going to be coming from? Sure, there's some highly contestable areas, as you've seen over the past week or so. Title 42 has been playing a big role in a lot of those edge border districts that are down there that are somehow held by Democrats. Oh, they're breaking away with Biden, but the damage has already been done. The people that were going to be flipping their vote, the people that were independent who ended up voting Democrat for depends on how long, okay? And historically, you look at voter turnout for midterms anyways, and it always favors conservatives. And maybe this one's going to be different, but whatever, okay? The damage is done, and if you're just running a new candidate out there and nobody really knows, it's like, oh, okay, somebody's retiring. Like, it's just about 40 people in the House for the Democrat side are retiring. It's getting up there, right? So you have a new face that's going to be in there, and you're just going to automatically have that stigma of the party that's just all open borders, man. That's going to play a role. And even if it's somebody who has been sitting there for a long time in that seat, okay, they're just going to be painted with the brush that, yeah, no, they're the same type of person. They're part of the same party that the guy who kicked open the doors and have wrought all of the suffering. And that's just not specifically to a border situation, but hyperinflation that's on the way, because you think that they're actually telling you what the real inflation prices are. Give me a fucking break. Supply chain crisis, okay. The catastrophic failure of Afghanistan. I hope people haven't forgot about that, because that was fucking pathetic. Never-ending perpetual lockdowns trying to make people live in fear for fucking ever, okay. I'm just saying, the Democrats have a lot going against them coming up in November, but again, we've also taken a look at, somewhat recently, what the Republicans are running are. We're not the Democrats. Cool. It's not exactly a winning proposition, but that's what they're running on right now. So, according to one representative, Michael McCall from Texas, he's thinking that the GOP will take at least 40 seats in November. It seems like it's possible, right? It's just, I don't necessarily know where they're going to be coming from, and you take a look at the polls and you can take them or leave them depending on who's performing them, what they're asking, and what their metrics are. So we'll see where his head's at, and if he's a good representative of the party in this instance. The GOP will get at least 40 seats in the upcoming November midterm elections due to Joe Biden's unpopularity. Okay, cool. I guess that if you're just running specifically on that metric, it checks out. Top Republican on the Foreign Affairs Committee is very confident about the party's prospects in the election, McCall said on April 24th. Historically, the party in the minority tends to pick up some seats after the president's first term in the White House. Yeah. And then when they only have, like, how many people have retired or even resigned or just given up their seat? I think there's like a 4-seat difference in the House, okay? And then everybody knows it's 50-50 in the Senate, so we're going to have to eventually see what's up. I predict we're going to get probably at least 40 seats because this president has been so unpopular when it comes to inflation, gas prices, foreign policy mistakes that he's made, and quite frankly, they see him as a weak president. Yeah, no, that's every poll that's out there, okay? You could just go on Breitbart at any point in the day and you can just see that they always run a segment on their sidebar where it's like, oh, nobody likes Biden because they don't think that he's all mentally there. It's like, yeah, obviously. And he doesn't do a lot to dissuade that opinion, honestly. Have you heard the motherfucker speak? Anyways, well, to be fair, you don't, because he very rarely speaks. If Republicans gain power in both House and Senate by the fall, the GOP will reinstate former President Donald Trump. Cool, sweet. No, I'm sorry, just his border policies that were halted by the Biden administration, he said. And then, of course, Biden can just, oh, you guys are being racist, and veto all of them. it'll just be deadlocked for the next 2 years, and I guess that's one way to go. This will involve bringing back the Remain in Mexico policy, according to which migrants seeking entry into the United States will stay in Mexico for several months before appearing in front of an immigration judge. Yeah, I thought SCOTUS re-implemented that, and it's supposed to be in place, but DHS, at least Biden's DHS, is like, no, we're just not going to do that. And then the SCOTUS is like, no, you probably should. And it's like, we don't pay attention to you. And they're like, no, we're really important. However, McCall is not sure whether Mexico will agree to such an agreement. Again, the way Trump had it accomplished. McCall's comments follow Senator Elizabeth Warren's warning that Democrats, that the party will suffer in the upcoming midterm elections. And speaking of which, old Chief Running Mouth, what is she on about? Democrats are gonna lose in 2022 without more action. Oh, that's nice. Way to keep spirits up there, Sacagawea. Senator Elizabeth Warren has raised the alarm about her party's prospects in the 2022 midterms, saying that without more legislative victories, Democrats will lose badly in November. Wow, that's the first salient point that she's brought up in... How long has she been alive? Warren made the comments during an appearance on CNN's State of the Union. Nobody heard about it, by the way. Asked whether Democrats in the 117th Congress would boast... of their record on the campaign trail. Warren replied, "What would you boast on? I don't know what we've done so far. I'm very glad to talk about what we've done, obviously, and I think the president deserves real credit, but it's not enough." What would you, okay, honestly, what would you give credit to Biden for? Like what are his victories? What has he accomplished so far? He appointed the black lady to the Supreme Court. That's about it. He's done nothing. I can't, I'm trying to be fair to the motherfucker, but I can't think of a single fucking victory he's had so far, okay? Sure, he rejiggered some numbers and gave a couple of people some free money for their worthless fucking college degrees, but outside of that, nothing. But he deserves credit, though. For what? We've got less than 200 days until the election, and American families are hurting. Well, that's all on you. Our job while we were here in the majority is to deliver on behalf of those families, and that means making government work for them. Warren continued. I'll stop doing that. I'd imagine that's probably pretty annoying. There's so much we can do. And if we do it over the next 200 days, we're going to be in fine shape. This is what democracy is about. Cool, enforcing the will of your fucking fringe party that nobody supports anymore. I guess that's what democracy is about. In your twisted interpretation, take it to the people, what we've done, but we need to get the work done. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can, we'll show them the work once we do it. Cool. She's kind of being like an Indian giver when it comes to credit, right? If the Democrats do not use those 200 days to deliver results, Warren warned, I think we're going to be in real trouble. Exactly. What's before everybody right now for them to decide on? Like, what big legislation that's out there? Some sort of, Build Back Better Mark 25 at this fucking point? Okay. Try to spend more money on giving, I don't know, gender reassignment education in the Middle East. What the fuck shit is out there? I legitimately don't know what they're going to be doing for the next few months. It just seems worthless, really. It all sounds good. It's like, we should do some work, and we're going to go after it for the American people and our democracy and whatever the fuck else, okay? But if you don't have anything to really put forward, you can't run on, at least we're not the orange man, because he's not on the ballot. He's not there. Trump's gone, okay? You guys have to come up with your own platform. And that's why I warn so loudly about what the GOP establishment is trying to push. Oh, we're not the Democrats, and we're finally going to get stuff done. Sure you are. Sure you are, Mitch. That's why you were so successful the last time you were in charge. You did fuck all, and then you kneecapped the president. I don't think that many people are that fucking stupid. I know the general person is, quite frankly, quite retarded. But overall, the people who are going to be very amped up to go vote, their memory's just a touch better than that. Anyways, yeah, let's wrap this up here. Even though Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi have expressed such optimism that they'll hold on to both chambers of Congress, just smoking that hopium, forecasters on both sides of the aisle have said that they expect Republicans to sweep through the House and possibly take over the Senate. No, it seems about right. Historically, off-year elections go well for the in favor of the out of White House party, with only a handful of exceptions since World War II that did not see the opposition party picking up seats in Congress. That was because FDR was handing out free money. Thanks, New Deal. You didn't prolong the Great Recession, or the Great Depression, sorry, for 8 to 12 additional years, you fucking dunce. In addition, Democrats have been marred by the unpopularity of President Joe Biden as inflation and gas prices have continued to rise. According to Rasmussen's daily presidential tracking polls since September of 2021, Biden's approval rating has remained well below the approval rating of President Donald Trump at the same time of his presidency. Let me run that back one more time in case it didn't stick. Since September of 2021, okay, 8 months after he had taken office, long enough for some of his policies to begin to play out, enough for somebody to have a good grasp onto what direction is his presidency going to go. He remained consistently under Donald Trump, you know, the reincarnation, the Cheeto Hitler who was out there, okay? The man who was supposed to bring about the end of the great American empire, right? And Joe Biden's even worse than that. A return to normalcy, right? No more malarkey, and where'd my teeth go? Fucking catastrophic failure. As of April 25th, 2022, Biden's approval rating was sitting at 42%, 6 points below where Trump's was at the same time in April of 2018. Fucking garbage. Biden's approval rating began to plummet in the aftermath of the controversial Afghanistan withdrawal. If the Republicans have any fucking sense in their brain, which is this is a big ask, okay? That should be one of those things that's front and fucking center with all of their campaign ads when they start, okay? Remember the failures. Remember those 13 service people who died in that suicide bombing outside the Kabul airport because Biden threw out Trump's fucking plan and just decided to wing it. Ugh. That's all right. And then the Taliban just fucking took everything back over because they left all the fucking doors wide open, effectively meaning that the past 20 years of conflict was all for naught. The Taliban was there to begin with, and then they're here 20 years later like nothing fucking changed. They just have nicer shit in the same places that they fucking left in early 2001. My mistake. And it wasn't early, it was late. Dates are hard sometimes. Since then, domestic issues including unprecedented rates of illegal immigration via the southern border. No, there's nothing like that. I haven't heard a goddamn thing about that from any of the alphabet networks. Skyrocketing inflation and rising gas prices, not seen since the Obama administration. Do you see a correlation there? Have been at the forefront of the Americans and GOP strategy. No, it's not. We're not them. We're going to do things differently. Sure you are. Though some Democrats have continued to profess loyalty to Biden, many particular lawmakers are facing tough re-election battles like Senator Maggie Hassan of New Hampshire, Catherine Cortez Masto of Nevada, and Mark Kelly, good old Mr. Communist Mr. Clean of Arizona, have begun to break publicly with the administration over the mounting border crisis. Do you really think that they're going to care? And I don't know necessarily why New Hampshire. Maybe there's a bunch of people trying to flee Quebec. Which, yeah, no, actually, that would make sense. But if you have a D next to your name, that's a fucking death sentence. Hopefully it plays out like that. Well, not like literally or shit like that, you fucking autistics. But in the grand scheme of things, like, let's be fucking honest, okay? Mark Kelly's going to be facing somebody who is incredibly popular in Kelly Ward. I do believe that she's running, and she was super based during all of the stuff in Maricopa County, which, you know, it is still ongoing. Or Mark Brnovich, he's running for governor. Don't mind me, just a little aside. I don't know who's running in Nevada, but literally anybody, because you remember how close, even with all of the things in 2020, okay, you remember how close Nevada was for flipping. And just a little bit of marketing and advertising for the different campaigns that are going to be happening there as well. All you need to do, Republicans, for your fucking campaign messages, just show a picture of the Las Vegas Strip with all of the lights off. That's what Democrats did to you. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be an uphill battle. And even if, you know what, hey, Elizabeth Warren can see the smoke signals coming out of the teepee, you know it's gonna be a fucking trouble for them. But with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.